Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a severe weather update for the Texas and the Arkansas area. So basically what looks like it's going to happen is we could see some supercells developing because we've got the high enough Cape. It's like going to go into the 2000s. It looks like the dew point's going to be like really high as well because we're getting the moisture coming in off the Gulf. So it looks like we could see some explosive supercells developing in like the next day or two, in like especially in the Texas and Oklahoma area. So if you look at the NAM3KM like model, this is a higher like resolution model, so it's better at predicting where the supercells will be and what kind of like cells they'll be. So I quite like this model. So as you can see, like as we go into Saturday evening, we can see some like supercells really starting to flare up here in like the mid Texas area and starting to go into Oklahoma. It's not like a textbook supercell like isolated cells. It's kind of like a streamline setup of cells, but we could see some embedded cells. We could see it it looks like there's a cell forming to the eastern side and some cells forming to the west, but we could see some embedded like rotation definitely in this streamline here, and like it looks pretty intense. We could see some pretty large hail here. We could see probably like maybe half an inch to an inch size hail, or it just depends on a few factors. But we could definitely see some intense hail in there and some potential tornado warnings. So we could see potential tornadoes in these extremer in these extremas here, and we could see some isolated cells here that could produce tornadoes as well. And as we go on, we can see they're starting to get more isolated here. So here, right here, looks like a pretty intense cell towards the eastern side of Texas, and we could like see some cells going into the Oklahoma area as well. So it looks like as we go on in like the next 5 to 10 hours, we could see some tornado warnings in like the Texas and Oklahoma area. So if you're in like the Oklahoma, the Arkansas area, Texas and Louisiana, I would definitely stay alert and that cause we could definitely see some tornado warnings come in, and we could see some tornadoes. I don't know how strong they'll be, but it definitely looks like we've got really high cape and like definitely high enough dew points, so we could potentially see tornadoes at the EF2-3 range, maybe higher. It just depends on factors, but I'm going to show you like other factors now. So if look at the dew point, the dew point is like in the high like 60s to the low 70s. So if the dew point is like above 60, that's like more than enough to start supercell development. So we've definitely got high enough dew points here, like especially in like the Arkansas and all, and in that kind of area, we've definitely got dew points in like the mid, like in like the low 70s and like the mid 60s and high 60s. So we've definitely got high enough dew point, and as we go on, it's like the dew points are staying into the 60s as well. So we could definitely see some intense supercells forming here. And if we look at Cape here, like the Cape is like all the way going up towards like 2,000 to 3,000. So it's like pretty high Cape as well. Like basically Cape is kind of like how how much energy there is. So like this is ml Cape joules per kilogram. So basically, like if you got Cape above 1,000, that could that could spark off storms. But if you get towards the mid like 1,000s and above 2,000s, that can really spark off some pretty intense supercells. And as it gets higher, we could get more violent and like more violent like rotation. You could definitely see there's some like rotation here as well. If we look at HWRF, the HWRF, no, not HWRF, the HER model, so the HRRR model, it's like the best like resolution model for supercells in my opinion. The HER is like really good at forecasting, especially the location. It's very good at predicting the location and like what time, and that's why I pretty like the HER as well. Like I would say it's my favorite, and even the NAM's pretty good as well, as I said at the start. So it's not making the cells as intense as the NAM is, but we could definitely like see some isolated cells, especially here. But we could see some tornado like warnings, especially in like these like streamer bands here. in like the moisture's coming all the way from the glove, so that's like supplying the moisture, and then we've got the dry line coming in, and then when you get them two together, that sparks off the storms and it sparks off like rotation as well. If we look at the dew point with the hair, it's quite like similar with the NAM. It's showing dew points in the mid to high like 60s, even in the 70s in the in the Louisiana area, and even Oklahoma could say dew points in like the low 60s as well. So we could definitely see some pretty like serious cells forming here, and we could definitely see some tornadoes with this. As I said, we can't see the exact intensities, but we can definitely say there could be tornadoes, and if there is tornadoes, they could be powerful. So we're just gonna have to say like what like happens like when the event comes. But if you're in the if you're in like the mid Texas area, if you're in the Oklahoma area, Arkansas, Louisiana, them kind of areas, definitely keep an eye on the storm like prediction center, because we could see some really intense cells. And if you look at the here for the Cape, we've got the Cape isn't as intense at the start, but the Cape definitely gets towards the 2,400s towards the 3,000 mark. So we've definitely got the high enough Cape to support like extreme cells forming, and yeah, it looks pretty like serious, especially in like the Texas area, in like the southern eastern part of Oklahoma. So we could see some quite a few tornado warnings coming into place. So we could definitely see quite a few tornado watches. So if you're in them areas, as I mentioned, just keep an eye on the Storm Prediction Center, and like, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on it, because we could see some pretty like serious cells forming. It's especially in like the southern Oklahoma area, and like in like the mid Texas area as well, because we've got like the wind shear seems pretty decent as well. So like if the low vertical shear and the higher aloft vertical shear is like slightly different directions, that creates spin. So like when it's like slightly different directions between higher up and on the ground, that creates spin and rotation, and then that could create some tornadoes and funnel clouds. So yeah, guys, it's looking pretty serious in them areas. I hope you found this video interesting and informative, and I hope you liked it. So please like and subscribe and turn the notifications on. And I'll be doing another upload tomorrow, and I'll do a quick mention on Wallace, because I was going to do a video on Wallace, and that's a cyclone that's forming in the Western Australia, and there's no point really making a video on it anymore, because it's just getting sheared and just in like the dry ice, just intruding the storm, and it's like and like it's finding it hard to form, and it looks like it's just going to stay like very weak, and it looks like it's not going to make landfall at all. So I just thought I would do the tornado outbreak, because there is like there could be an outbreak here for the Texas area and the Oklahoma area. So yeah, guys, I hope you like the video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll be back for another video tomorrow.